Thank you for staying with us. It is still iBrand Daybreak, and of course, it is Star Connor. And you want to know the first person shining with us this morning. They call him Playboi, and he does well for himself. Yeah. Hi, Playboi. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting.
You're welcome. So, music business, that's what you do. You are a producer and an artist as well. So you combine these two. How do you take it on?
I'm going to run.
I know, right? Because I mean, being an artist is a lot of work on its own, and then having to do all the production by yourself as well. But do you also outsource sometimes, or you must produce what you do by yourself?
I must not produce what I do by myself as an artist. But in most cases, I'm more of the producer because I started off as a producer. So it's been fun all the way. It's been fun because I actually had the plan of being an artist right from when I was a kid. But going to school and going to the studio for the first time, the price was so much I couldn't pay for it.
I see.
So one way or the other, I just had to learn myself. And it's been paying off.
I see. All right, so let us focus on the producer end of Playboi. Let's leave the artist alone for a while, because you know a lot of producers don't get to tell their story. We always hear the artists who would sing, they would actually write several songs about it, how they have moved from Mushin to Lekki now, or how they have moved from wherever it is they started from. And you know, back in the days, always in the song, if you hear some word back in the days, nobody inside. Now we say that person is not ready yet to tell their story, but or a lot of times artists tell the stories of what their experience with a producer is, and we don't get to hear the producer's own end of the story. So producers are like those people that, I don't say don't have a voice, but you all like to just chill about your own end of the story. Well, so you know, what is it like being a producer and having to deal with several artists? And I do know that some artists can be pretty annoying and not so nice or easy to work with. So what's that background like for you?
For me, it's all about understanding sound. You know, manipulating sounds. Once you are good at manipulating sounds, you can work with almost any artist. I believe everybody has a starting point. I believe everybody is not a professional singer. And I, for one, I started from somewhere. So understanding production has actually helped me a lot with working with various artists, because I've worked with both the good, the ugly, the bad, and it always comes out good at the end of the day. So it's just understanding what you're doing, know what you're doing, just know the ethics of the work.
And how that, sorry, I'm even asking this question off of my own curiosity, and this is a question I know that a lot of people would like to ask. So you hear a lot of artists say they'd like to work with this producer. So you see them having choices or picking who they want to work with or who they don't. Does that work for you as a producer too? You get to decide if someone walks into your studio and they are willing to pay for the services, but you're looking at this person and probably first section, second section, and it's not gelling. Do you get to decide if I want to continue working with this person or if I don't? And maybe an artist that you've heard with their music out there and you feel like, I'd like to work with this person. Does that work? Does that happen for you as a producer?
Yeah, that happens because every producer wants to work with a good artist, someone that knows what they want, because they make the work very easy and you know it flows very well. But on the second hand, I work with almost anybody, whether you're good, bad, or no. I believe everybody can sing. I just need to understand where you're coming from, and I can bridge the gap in between. So what I usually do is, if you come to my studio and I see you're not really up to it, I assist you. If it's lyrics writing, if it's helping with backups, I do a lot of backups. In fact, that's like my major, power. So when you sing and I feel it's not yet there, I do the rest for you. I just try and make sure it's sound. I'm just about the output. I want the end product. So when you hear Playboi on the track, you should know it's a banger.
But that's a lot of work. Like you just mentioning now that you know, you would even help to write the lyrics if that's what it would take. Is that part of the service is paid for, or is it that one out of your Jesus heart?
I believe music is not about the money. The money doesn't do the job. The producer does the job. No, the money is just like a fuel, just to drive the energy. If you pay me very well and you're not good, don't worry. You don't need to be good.
So now you're kind of contradicting yourself. Because you just mentioned that if that's what it will take to get the job done, you don't mind writing lyrics, you don't mind doing backup. Meanwhile, people get paid for doing backup, and in the midst of all these things you're doing from your Jesus side, you're still the person doing the major work of the producer. Like, when those people go home, that's when your own work will now start.
Exactly.
Plus all the one that you are joined them to do as well. Wow, you must really be a good person. Alright, so let us also look at the market end of things. As a producer, so there's this young man I used to work with back then in the East. Yeah, he is blown now. He is on the A-list artists that you can think of. He's the one making music for them, especially those of them that came from the East. I'm not going to mention names, but the producers market in the entire mix is when the beat drops and you hear whoever is the mix monster or whoever did this, and that's the first, and probably the next time the song is ending we'll not hear the person's name again, and that's it. How does a producer market themselves beyond their what's the word I'm looking for now, their Alex on the track, or maybe mentioning your name on the track? Apart from that, we don't get to hear you guys anymore. We don't get to see you guys anymore. Those Instagram grams shining in front of our face, we don't get to see a lot of that. If not a regular artist, keeping up appearances on social media, y'all are like the introverts of the industry.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's a disservice to anybody who is in the creative industry, but a lot of producers function in that light. Why is that? And how does that help with the brand and the work that you do?
Okay, there's no marketing without you being online or being out there, definitely. But I think back in the days is when we see producers just staying back in the studio, try to do all the work and make the artist shine at the end of the day. These days we have producers that are on the gram, like almost everywhere you go. Even these days you have producers that are not artists. He's doing so well for himself. Even his brother feels Mr. Producer, So I think these days it's the narrative is changing. So I started doing the same thing. I think every other producers too should do the same thing.
Do the same.
Exactly.
But before I hand you over to Sam, I know it's itching to ask you questions, but I'd like to ask you this. You know that thing about putting out your work, especially as an audio producer, how do you market? How do you patent it? Because there has been cases of, that's my beat now. What's in this guy carry my beat? To know zero access to your name or whatever, and you just wake up one morning and somebody have used your beats to do business. How do you deal with such situations?
These days, online has made it so easy. You have companies you can register with, for example, IBM, and just to mention a few. When you register your brand with them or your trademark, let me just say your tag, they help you do the work. So when anybody uses your beats, let them use it, man. It's for your good. If the beats, and if they do a song and it's blown, you can actually go back there and sue them for royalties.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You sue them for royalties, man.
You wait till that time. Oh, my goodness.
You don't really have to wait till that time.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, there's no need of actually putting your best work and confining it and waiting for someone to come use it or put it out there. Don't be scared about who's going to use it to make a song.
Okay, so those platforms kind of help you manage your brand.
They help you. They don't really manage your brand. They help you get what you're supposed to get, your royalties. If they're not getting your royalties, even the lawyer too, that actually knows the business. So it helps you filing a case when you have artists that just use your beat without giving your pay or putting your name on royalties.
All right.
So they help you fight for that.
It's good to know that we now have platforms who solve such issues, because a lot of times people feel like Sebi is on the net now. We can do whatever we want with our Sam.
All right, now let's talk about your job now as a music producer. Although I'm still going to talk about the business aspect of it, like my colleague, hampered on. Talking about music production, I heard you saying that you learned this job, and at some point, you couldn't do it because you were going to school and the bill was expensive. Now, let me ask you this question. How best do you think one can learn this job? Do you think you necessarily need to go to school, take up crash courses, or you need to sleep in the studio just like every other person does? Yes, I need to ask.
If I would go with my option, you need to sleep in the studio like every other person does. Because I didn't learn from anybody. I learned on my own. I was in school, I remember, but then I had so much passion for it that I'd even skip classes just to be my laptop at home. I remember I can't even count how many times I did that. I know I was even failing in school some points in time, but I was succeeding in this area, and that was all that matters to me. So if you really want something, you go for it. Anyhow you feel you can learn. If you feel someone needs to show you something, if you know you don't have the patience to learn on your own for a very long time, you can take a shortcut. Meet someone that is very good. Let them put you through the basics. From the basics, you just need to continue learning. It's a continuous thing. It's just like a doctor's job. You don't go to school and learn doctor just like that. After everything, you still need to continue reading. You need to update on what's trending and what's not trending. You know, you leave the bad wagons and continue with the rest.
That's interesting. Okay, now talk about your fee. How do you charge for your work? Do you do per session? Do you do the duration of the song, or per song? How do you charge?
For me, it's per song.
Why do you charge per song?
Because my customers are most like, they like working in an apartment. They don't really like coming down to the studio to come work.
In an apartment, like in the house?
Sometimes in their house, sometimes.
Okay, so you have to go meet with them.
Yeah, I just take my tools and I go meet with them. So sometimes they rent an apartment, we just stay in there and we work. Sometimes I've already made the beats before getting there, and sometimes there's an inspiration, we just have to do the beat on the go. So it can be anyways. Most of them don't really like coming to the studio these days, except if they don't really see, or probably they don't have enough money to rent an apartment, or their house is not conducive enough based on acoustics and the rest of it.
All right. Now, talking about the monetary aspect of it, I understand that you guys are really doing perfectly well, because the success of many artists these days is actually coming from the producers. Aside from the fact that the artist will have to do his own job, then it is also in sync with what you guys are doing. But of course, you guys do all the magic, because I overheard when, you know, Nice was actually giving kudos to Adi Kabasa, who understood him very well and understood the texture of his voice. You know, he has a very low kind of voice, and he did so much magic, and, you know, the rest was actually history. So for you, who is a music producer, I don't really know why artists these days do not really come back to really, you know, give credit to you guys, because of course I know somebody in the industry there who actually bought a house, you know, of that magnitude for his producer, because he understood the level of work he did on his job, and that gave him a hit. Why is it that artists these days do not really come back to say thank you for the, you know, great work you guys are doing?
I'm not in their head, but then I know so many artists that are not so appreciative. They feel the peanuts they are paying does the job. But then the money is not even enough to even run the bills for completing a song. Sometimes the money is just a foil, like I said initially. It's a foil, but many of them feel I paid him for the job already. Why am I still? If you leave them, they are nowhere to be found without the producer. At the end of the day, they fall out of the market. So it's nobody's fault. It's just your fault. It's your mentality, man.
Alright, quickly before I let you go, and of course before we get a freestyle from you, let us just talk a bit about the artist part of you as well.
Okay.
You are able to work together, put these two big beautiful talents that you have, producing and also being an artist or singing your own songs. Do you write your songs?
Yeah, I do.
You see this thing that we're talking about now. No, actually, you understand? And that kind of makes the next question very, very relevant. How do you find the balance to work as a producer, your producer for yourself and for your clients, and of course still serve them, and none is being left behind, none is struggling for your attention. How do you manage to strike a balance?
That's the power of passion. Yeah, when you really mean what you're doing, I mean, you put your all in it. Morning, afternoon, night. We have a sleepless night. We're always awake, and I mean, the more you do something, the more you get better at it. So putting a balance is so easy because we're stuck in this, and with the help of good colleagues.
Yeah.
doing the same job. Like I have them, one of my friends too, the real anarchy, one of them. So when I'm stuck, I've written all this.
So you have
so I have someone to also come through for me to say, oh, okay, we can put this together. Let's just do it like this. Let's do it like that. I'll be like, oh, and I just think about that. So it makes the work easy. Just having good energy, people that have good energy and they really want the same kind of results, just like you are. That's it goes a long way too. It helps.
All right. So talking about artistry now and writing your music, there's been a lot of backlash on the regular artists of today about lyricism. A lot of people sing next to nothing. Some just groan on top of beats and that's it. Music is set. We're dancing to it. Some will be speaking something that we know whether we're doing incantation or we're trying to make music. But at the end of the day, it usually blows and people are dancing and vibing to it, are clubbing to it. But it doesn't take away from the actual music heads, people who understand what it means to actually do music. And these people don't even have to be artists or producers or people that function in the industry, but have ears for good music. They listen to the words of the music. They let the music drive them. Those people have complained bitterly that you people don't write lyrics again. Why? What happened?
They can block their ears to those that are not writing and focus on those that are writing. And every song does not have a meaning. Some songs are there to just jiggle you up, like make you just feel happy about yourself. Why some are there to be inspirational to you, like some just want to tell you, oh, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. And even to some extent, the one that they say there's no lyrics, like I know so many people would disagree to agree with me. They'll say an artist like Charlie Poppy doesn't have the lyrics or content, but if you listen to it, well, that's what's going on in the society. He's saying just exactly what it is, but you feel it's not necessary. Someone has to talk about it. I mean, it's just a message. The music is a means of passing a message. So for those that feel the lyrics and don't listen to it, man. Listen to gospel songs. Listen to what's
Okay.
Everybody has a choice.
All right. Thank you so much, Playboi. Before we let you go, the moment we have all been waiting for, the freestyle. Please feel free.
Someone playing a beat for me?
No, there's no beat. So just do it a cappella way.
Angelina, Angelina, I'ma give you got me ringing. Tipetaria, say Angelina, oh, I'ma give look what you do now. Look what you do now. I'ma read the way that you run your body. I'ma you go kill person for love. With your 6x6. You go kill person for love. The way you talk to my body. You go kill person for love. With your 8x8. You go kill person for love. Shut up, Dave.
What Angelina don't do? And then I see anything you don't post for our studio.
She did something very nasty.
Alright, thank you so much, Playboi. You have an EP out, yeah?
Coming soon.
Okay.
Coming soon. Yeah, I actually have like a management company that I run. I'm my co-partner.
Okay.
Called StarTimes. So what we do is we manage artists that don't even know their way around. Some people, they have the money, they have the talent, but they don't know how to go about it. So we help them, put them on the limelight, put them in the right position, fix them where they're supposed to be for any other record label to at least see them and say, oh, you've done a good job. From here we can take over. So and we'll be dropping an EP next year, next year. StarTimes featuring various artists that are under our brand, including ourselves. Yeah.
Alright, what are your social media handles?
Playboi Season _ Playboi Season, Playboi everywhere. Playboi on Spotify. Everywhere you go, just Playboi. Just Playboi.
Alright, go ahead, Playboi on all social media platforms. And his music is on all the streaming platforms. So you might want to go there, cop that music, stream it, play it, share it. Whatever you want to use that music and do, Shah be playing it. That's how to support our own. Thank you so much,
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
In the studio.
Thank you for having
me.
We
really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
iBrandTV. We're not done with you yet, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this time out. Stay with us.